my name is Eesha Sagiraju, and today I'm so excited to present to you guys my topic, Unfolding the Future of Cancer Treatment with DNA Origami. So first, let me tell you guys a little bit about myself. Like I said before, my name's Eesha, and I'm a rising junior at the Charter School of Wilmington. My pronouns are she, her, and I'd say if there's one thing you had to know about me, it's probably that I love traveling. I even included a picture of my fridge where I actually have a magnet from each country I've ever visited. I also love archery, I'm a volunteer at Red Cross, and I've conducted extensive research on DNA origami drug delivery systems. This right here is a picture of me presenting my research in a YouTube podcast. So before we get into everything, I want to ask you guys one question. What are the enemies of global health? Or better yet, what are some limitations we as a society might face when fighting for global health? Well, your answers might look like health inequality, environmental challenges, mental health stigma, or it could be that dreaded, awful six-letter word that we all hate. You guessed it, cancer. Cancer, without a doubt, stands as one of the most relentless adversaries of global health in the modern era. The disease ranks as the second leading cause of death globally, and the emotional, physical, and financial toll it exerts places extensive strain on healthcare systems, economies, and societies as a whole. Nowadays, when you think of cancer treatments, you probably think of chemotherapy. And yes, chemotherapy is a well accepted scientific and clinical treatment for aggressive cancers. However, its lack of tumor specificity can place patients at high risk for multi-organ damage, immune system failure, and even death. Therefore, in an attempt to find better alternatives, researchers are investigating drug delivery strategies to minimize side effects and increase the overall likelihood of patient survival. And that's where DNA origami comes in. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the future of cancer treatment. DNA origami is a promising new technology that holds the potential to revolutionize precision medicine. It's a scientific technique that involves manipulating DNA molecules to create tiny, custom-made shapes and structures. I mean, the name itself takes inspiration from the art of origami. Just like how paper is folded to create intricate designs, scientists can now fold strands of DNA into specific shapes by exploiting DNA's tendency for self-assembly. In fact, using these tiny strands of DNA, you can actually construct nano carriers, which are kind of like intelligent drug delivery vehicles that can perform complex tasks, such as delivering drugs to target sites. This way, unlike chemotherapy, drugs are actually being transported directly to tumors, meaning this approach has a much higher biocompatibility and is significantly less toxic compared to other conventional cancer therapies. So today I'm going to take you guys on a walk through the DNA origami process. We're actually going to be making a computational model of our own DNA nanocarrier. And don't get me wrong, I know it sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. So here we go. So first off, I use this software tool called CAD Nano, which is kind of where we create the base for our design. So I'm going to create a pretty simple shape today, just a 6-helix bundle. This side right here, the left side, that's kind of like the front view, while this side is like the side view. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create our base, which is the scaffold strand, this long blue strand here. It's also known as the long continuous DNA strand, one start, one beginning. It's kind of like our base for the structure. But obviously, it's not going to maintain its shape unless something holds it together. And the glue of that structure is where the staple strands come in. So these colorful, shorter strands right here are the smaller pieces of DNA that, much like their name, staple the structure together and actually prevent the strand from denaturing when it's inside the human body. So I'm going to make a couple of edits here. And then after that, okay, we should be good. So let's save this design. I'm going to save it as hello one downloads. And I'm actually going to use this simulator called OxView to see what it looks like as an actual piece of DNA. So Let's import our file from CAD Nano, and let's see what it looks like. And there you have it. There's our structure. It's the 6-ring structure that we just made in CAD Nano. Obviously, this is more on the simpler side, but I'd like to show you guys a structure that I made more recently. It's a little bit more complicated, but you can see in this simulation how it could actually kind of work and move when it's inside the human body. It's opening, closing, twisting in and out, and you can even see the antibody as it's intercalated within the DNA molecule. So that's pretty cool. So, okay, I hope that I gave you guys a better feel for what DNA origami is, and I hope it was exciting to be nanoscientist for a day. But you might be wondering if this technology really is that amazing and could it really be that much more beneficial than conventional cancer treatments like chemotherapy, then what's holding us back? I mean, why haven't we seen this in hospitals? Well, it's important to remember that DNA origami and nanotechnology as a whole is a fairly new science and has its own limitations. For example, one problem is that the DNA structure could denature and break down if it encounters bodily extremes, such as really acidic environments and super high temperatures. Some argue that these constraints indicate that DNA origami might not be as promising as hoped for, while others say that as scientists continue to conduct research and refine their techniques, there is great hope for overcoming these challenges and harnessing DNA's full potential. But what do you think? Beyond the colorful staples and the endless twists and turns of the scaffold strand, do you believe DNA holds the key to finally conquering cancer once and for all? Well, only time will tell. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Here's a list of my references. Before I end, I'd like to give a really big thank you to my parents, my research mentors, and of course the GHLC team for giving me the opportunity to present. Finally, if you have any questions, here's my contact information. But that's it for today. Thank you.